Hello everyone, Friday, June the 30th. It's actually today the feast of the first martyrs of the Holy Roman Church. So it's just everyone basically grouped under that category, the first martyrs of the Holy Roman Church. There was thousands of them, perhaps even tens of thousands. Okay, from the first reading, Genesis, when Abraham was 99 years old, all right? The Lord appeared to Abram and said to him, I am God Almighty, walk before me and be blameless. No longer shall you be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for I have made you ancestor of the multitude of nations. So this is a profound thing. We can change our name if we pay $500 or whatever, but for this to happen was far more profound than our understanding of it. And it's really important that we try to enter into that and realize this is done very rarely from Genesis to Revelation, that God actually changes the name of somebody. And he does also for Sarai. God said to Abraham, as for Sarai, your wife, she shall be called Sarah, shall be her name. I will bless her, and moreover, I will give you a son by her. I will bless her. Then Abraham fell on his face and laughed and said to himself, can a child be born of a man who is 100 years old? Can Sarah, who is 90 years old, bear a child? You can understand why he would laugh. It's not supposed to happen. No, it's not biology, Lord. And God says, precisely, it's not supposed to happen, and it's not according to biology, but yeah, that's why it's going to happen now for you. So it seems to be kind of what we would call a one-off. But God does this repeatedly in different ways down through salvation history. He shows that he is God, and what he says can happen, can happen. So a virgin can conceive. Elizabeth, who's an older woman, can conceive. And there are other women down through the centuries who have also conceived in this way in salvation history. Hannah, I believe Hannah, the mother of Samuel. Goes on and on and on and on. God shows that he is the Lord of life and death. He's the Lord of all fertility. And when it normally could never happen, he can make it happen if he says it's going to happen. And he can actually, in the process, in this case, Sarah had a healthy birth. So she didn't die in birth, right? Giving birth is a difficult thing, even with our modern medicine. So it's again this, he does laugh, but God basically fulfills, he doesn't laugh in the sense like, why wouldn't he laugh almost? But it's not a disbelief in God, but rather it's almost a natural reaction. If he had said, oh, okay, you wonder if he was really thinking about it. But he obviously this did happen. They did conceive, or she conceived, and Isaac was born. And also Ishmael, we all know that he jumped the gun, as it were. Ishmael is born as well. And Ishmael is the father of the Arab people. So that God has a plan in store for them to reunite his children at some point before the end of time. How it's going to happen, I don't know. Bishop Sheen always thought that it was going to happen through the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary. She was going to draw the children of Ishmael back to the one people. We may see it, we may not see it. Okay, over to the Gospel of Matthew. So this is a leper who came to Jesus and kneels down before him, says, Lord, if you choose, you can make me clean. Jesus stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, I do choose, be made clean. Immediately the leprosy was cleansed. So what do we take? There's many things that could be taken from this, but normally a person would never touch a leper. Even a leper was, I think they had to be, I don't know if it's 10 paces away or 10 feet away from everybody else. But Jesus is not made unclean by our sin. In fact, he has the power to cleanse the uncleanliness in us, to make us clean. And that's so important for us to remember, because when we sin, we feel dirty, we feel unworthy of God, and in a way we are. But at the same time, we need to run to him, trusting that he has the power to make us clean. And so these words should be on our heart all the time, but especially if we have the misfortune through weakness or deliberation fall into sin, especially mortal sin. Lord, if you choose, you can make me clean. And by going to him directly, that indicates that we have sorrow, we have contrition, we are repentant, and we have resolve, with the help of God's grace, to really cooperate with him and try our very best, to not sin again. Believe in the power of Jesus. Don't believe in your own strength. Although you and I have to cooperate our cooperation is based on trust in the power of His grace and His power to cleanse us. God bless you.